Happy Foodie Friday! Okay, so I made these chicken pot pie cups this morning for my kids' lunches, and I saved one so I could show you because that's what I wanted to show you how to make, because I already have my stuff mixed up and I ran out of dough, and so I was like, perfect, I can show you guys how to make these. And so all it is a little cupcake with chicken, potatoes, and vegetables, and it's perfect for not just, you know, everyday dinners or whatever, but it's also really good for food prep. But, you know, if you're someone who needs to take something on the go, like, these are perfect. So all I did was mix together canned chicken, the bigger can, not the little can, because you know how they come in different sizes. The big can of chicken, a small can of cream of chicken. This is obviously the big can. You want the smaller can, the one that's like 10.75 ounces, I think. And then a teaspoon of, half teaspoon to a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. And then some pepper. And you can add salt too, I just don't, because the can of soup has a lot of salt already in there. So to me, it's enough for me. So when you mix it all together, it will look something like this. This is from this morning. This is the leftovers from already making. I made 8 this morning. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I made 8 this morning. This is the leftovers from 8. So this will probably make another 6 to 8. So it makes quite a few. And so I'm going to show you how I make my flour real quick. I've showed you before. I use this dough recipe for pizza, for stuff like this, for my Hot Pockets, for anything I'm really trying to make with dough. Like, this is really what I use. Unless it's like sweet rolls, like cinnamon rolls, I won't use this dough for that. So what I need is, or what you need is some yeast. Just a little tip for you if you do like to cook. You do want to keep yeast. If you keep it in the freezer or the refrigerator, it keeps it fresher longer. So I keep mine in the freezer. You want about 2 teaspoons, 2 1/4 teaspoon. And a teaspoon or a tablespoon of sugar, just white sugar. And what the sugar does is it will help activate your yeast. So you put those two together. Kind of a random fact, if you ever add salt to yeast, it actually deactivates it. So you don't ever want to do that. So then I have a cup of warm water, and I just heated this in the microwave for about 30 to 45 seconds, depending on your microwave. And then I will just add this to my bowl. And then you really just don't have to do anything. But if you wanted to, you could stir it a little bit. And once the yeast starts getting activated, you will see it start to bubble and grow. I'll show you once it starts going. And that's why you want the water to be warm, is because that's where it's really gonna strong. going faster. Let's see if we can watch it. Hopefully it doesn't take very long. Alright, well, I can't bore you with staring at that right now. So while that's brewing, I'll go ahead and get my other stuff that I'll need. I'm like watching it because it's starting to like activate. But okay, so I also need flour and oil and salt. Let me grab the salt real quick. Okay, so I have my salt and my flour. I need to get a bucket for this. This is how I buy my flour in bulk because I cook a lot of stuff. So, okay, it's starting to come alive. Let me show you what it's going to start doing. So it's starting to get foamy. And the longer it sits here, it just gets more foamy and bubbly. So really all you have to wait is about 5 minutes. And honestly, I've done it without waiting and it turns out just the same. So we can actually just go off of this right here. So I'm gonna add 2 cups of flour. And honestly, I'm not really like to the T 2 cups of flour because I will add a little bit more if it's too sticky. So once you add too much flour, you're kind of screwed. So you kind of want to add a little bit at a time just to see how much you'll need because you're not going to add any more liquid aside from oil. And like I said, if you add too much flour, then you just can't really do anything. I mean, you could add more water, but you're going to then change the outcome of your recipe. Okay. So I'm just going to mix this around. And it'll look like this. You kind of want dough to still be sticky, but not so sticky that it's like sticking to you. Well, normally I actually add the salt, about a teaspoon of salt before I mix it, and same with the oil. And I'm just adding about a tablespoon of oil. So do the salt and the oil before you start mixing it, because you want to make sure that it's evenly distributed throughout the dough. And then sometimes based off of what it looks like now, like it's all one, I can tell you this, it doesn't have enough dough in it because it's, or not flour, it's falling apart. So then I would add more flour. And honestly, when it comes to something like this, I would just put it on a flat surface, and I would just knead the dough into it because it's just easier than trying to mix it in a bowl when it's a giant ball. And then from there you'll be able to even tell if you have enough or not, because it's not sticking. You can tell like when you pick it up that you can roll it and like make something with it. It's kind of like Play-Doh. So I would say that is enough flour. And so basically what you're going to do once you have your dough, again, you don't have to do anything else with this. You don't have to let it rise. You don't have to, you know, put it in the fridge for an amount of time. You just you're ready to go once that's done. So that's really quick. So then I have my muffin pan. And you want to spray, trying to multitask here. I think my chin's not strong enough. Okay. You just want to spray your muffin pan with cooking spray. And then you're going to get your, let me move this out of the way. I'm running out of kitchen space here. You're just going to want to take probably a golf size ball. And you're just going to want to make it, like smush it and make it into a circle. If you really want to, you could roll it out with a rolling pin. That just takes more time, and this way is faster. So you could do this, and then I lay it over the hole like this. And because dough like shrinks when you use it, I don't try to form it in the cup just yet because it will shrink down and then I'll have to readjust it anyways. And so, like, it's already trying to shrink on me. So I'm just gonna get some of my filling, just a spoonful, like a big spoonful, and I'm just gonna put it right on top and basically just make it as full as I want. And then from there, then I can form my dough around it a little bit, so it's like a little cupcake. And then I'll just do that with all my pockets and holes on the tray or on the baking thing. So I have my little ball, and I'm just making a mini circle, making it flat, putting it over the hole, and then filling it with my filling. It's super easy. See? And I have my oven on at 400 degrees. And these will bake about 10 minutes. They're done. What you want to do when they're done is make sure you take them directly out and put them on a cooling rack, because if you don't, the bottom of the muffin will get soggy from sitting in the warm pan and cooling there. I've learned that the hard way. And I don't know about you, but we don't like soggy bread, so I'm just saving you from the heartache later. From letting that happen to you guys. So just going to keep making these circles until all of my dough's gone or my filling's gone. If this isn't enough to cover the hole and go up the sides, then, grab a little bit more dough. If you wanted to, you could even, fill your circle like this, and then like smash your top together, and then you have like a ball with your filling inside. And then you have it'll just be instead of a cup, it'll be a chicken pot pie ball. So that's it, guys. if you guys try these things, you should totally post it in the group. Tag me so I make sure I see it, because I want to know if you guys are, you know, finding these meals useful and helpful in keeping you guys on track and being successful. So there's another one. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday, and I will see you soon.